Latest on all of this, we're joined by a pair of Georgia congressmen. Buddy Carter represents the state's 1st district, and Andrew Clyde, who represents the 9th district. Gentlemen, thanks so much for coming on. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank
Congressman, thank you. Congressman Carter, I want to start with you. Your reaction to the Georgia voting bill and to the president potentially taking an executive action against it.
Well, first of all, I want to applaud the state legislature. They have done their job. Our U.S. Constitution is clear that it is the responsibility of the legislative branch of each state to craft the legislation, the election process, and that has been done now. What happened a year ago in March of 2020 when the executive branch, the Secretary of State, when they made changes to the election process, that's not the way this was set up. And now the president and let me remind you, this is the president who said that any president who rules by executive order is nothing more than a dictator. Yet he has issued more executive orders in his little time in office than any other modern president. And now he's talking about issuing executive orders to change this. This is ridiculous.
Couldn't agree more. Congressman Clyde, Democrats say that it's racist, of course, like everything else. But a poll from the Honest Elections Project says the majority of Black and Hispanic voters actually support voter ID because obviously it's common sense. And they're common sense people. What do you think?
Well, you know, when the Democrats have absolutely nothing left to fight with, when they have no logic left, then they play the race card. And that's just, standard operating procedure for the Democrats. And it's pathetic. Honestly, It really is pathetic.
It is. It's like dealing with a bunch of 10-year-old crybabies that just want to get their way at this point. Congressman Carter, I want to play a little sound clip here from the hearing on S1 in the Senate yesterday. This is Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita.
Of course, the constitutionality of this all is immediately called into question, not just with regard to the framers' clear intent that state legislators and legislatures determine these rules.
So he's saying it's a state thing. You try to federalize this, it could be unconstitutional. What do you make of that?
Well, I think Todd's exactly right, and I served in the House with Todd, and he's very learned in this area. And I can assure you, this is called the People's Act. It's not the People's Act. It's the Politicians Act. I mean, I've done a survey in my district, and I've asked them, do you want your taxpayers' money to go to financing political campaigns? And according to H.R. 1, $6 would go for every dollar that a candidate raised. And by far, I have had one person say, yes, I want my taxpayers' money to go to financing political campaigns.
Yeah. Congressman Clyde, what would H.R. 1 and S1 do to the bill that Georgia just passed?
It would honestly devastate it. It would completely federalize elections. And, that's not constitutional. That's not what the Constitution says. It says state legislatures have the authority to set election law for federal offices. And that's where we need to be. I applaud the Georgia State Legislature, both the House and the Senate. In fact, I told our governor this afternoon what a fantastic job they did, and I was proud of them. When he signed that bill immediately, we did the right thing.
Yeah. Congressman Carter, I do want to point something out, though. I mean, the president and the governor of your state, they had a big back and forth, and there was a lot of bad blood there. Is it interesting for you to see him turn around and sign a bill like this after all of that?
Not really. I believe the governor understands, and I believe he agrees with this. Look, what has happened here is that we've made voting access even easier, even better. We've improved it. Yeah. We've also made it to where, obviously, before you had to have an ID to vote in person, but you only had to match up a signature to vote absentee. Makes no sense whatsoever. So we've standardized this. We have made it to where it's consistent throughout the state. This is good legislation. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent. You want fair, honest, accurate elections. You want every legal vote to count, no illegal votes to count.
Couldn't agree more. It seems like common sense to me, and it seems like a power grab from the left. Congressman Buddy Carter, Congressman Andrew Clyde. Gentlemen, thanks so much for staying up on a Friday night for us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Go have a beer, enjoy the weekend. Good to see you guys. All right.